Hey, morning. I apologize for a little bit of a delay there. Something happened with the stream and I wasn't able to get up running immediately. I just want to say right now, of course, we're continuing off from the previous live stream, which I hosted just about maybe 15 minutes ago. And I want to say that, you know, if you want an introduction, as usual, you can just check the previous live streams for the past 3 years up till January 2021. It'll cover what I do on the Ahn Rho Project, what's all about, as well as what we try to accomplish, as well as how it's broken down into domains, analogies, and subseries. But enough of that. We're just gonna dive right into the content. So take a look on stream, the screenshots, what we have to see, as well as in the title. I guess it's a very vague title, but you can see all the stuff that we want to discuss in the two screenshots on the side. And so we were continuing off just about 10 minutes ago. I ended the live stream. Let me pick up the phone here for a second, and it's the stuff on the right hand side right here. I can point out to it. We ended off at around, I believe, 31 to 32. We forgot what they meant, and this was actually 10 days ago, I believe, in about January, no, 31st, 2021. So this was about 10 days ago, and so I'm going through a task list here of items that I've, been trying to get through and work through in terms of relationships, finance, and so on and so forth. And I noticed that these two items, I have largely forgotten what they meant, and that's fine. We ended off at 33, so that's got to do with business. And this is a forwarding to several emails from my team leader, from my business partner over to one of my guardians who actually, of course, we work in scientific development and R&D research in biocellular nutrition. And so I'm very proud of her. Just showing appreciation for my colleague and just being, this is a very proud moment for her because she's well into her ages of 60 to 70. She's retired, and she's hosting a webinar. So I thought that was great, and I wanted to, I forwarded that like she requested that I do that for one of my guardians, and so I'm just very proud of her being able to work with technology. This may or may not be relatable to some of you if you have grandparents and they don't really appreciate technology that much, but she's totally up to tabs with everything. I think that's phenomenal. Moving to the side, 34 at the very bottom. So just two more things left, and then we can get rid of the thing on the right hand side. 34 government paid off. So right, I paid off all my loans for in terms of student debt and stuff like that. And my fucking god, it says a T4. So I didn't want it to come back again, but obviously it did come back in the sense that income tax returns. I got a notification obviously in my email saying, listen, from the government, the provincial government, that I can now get my T4. So I had to print that down. When that was about maybe 10 days ago, went online and just said, I gotta knock this off. It is such a headache dealing with loans that I write it off. I hate debt. I absolutely hate debt all my life. I don't owe anybody anything. It was the first time ever, just going to university, that I've ever had to owe anything. I think there was just one time I missed a payment on my credit card, and so I had to pay interest. But that's about it. I don't deal with debt. All right, 35. Purpose, goals, tasks, review. And so this one is something that I'm glad is showing up right now because I forgot. One of the main components that I'm supposed to constantly redo every live stream is to keep in mind purpose. Why are you doing the live streams? Make sure you get the most urgent things done first. That is so important to management. And so I really forgot to put up here 251 is supposed to be purpose at the very least, or something like that. And or at least okay, so it's referential. So I should mention purpose as well as how purpose fits within the system and constantly changing purposes, but it doesn't mean that I can't ignore the fact that at least one of the purposes, one of the main reasons or goals or objectives to get done every day is to identify what is the most important, the most urgently needed thing to get done. And so I'm going to get rid of this now. I'm glad to say that this fucking task list on the right hand side is done. I'm done the last week. And it's reminded me to keep on purpose, to relate to the system, and understand that the purpose has to be comprehensive in the long term as well as the short term. So the most short term thing that I need to do is right before me, right here. This black box right here. Okay, can you see? Probably not. You can see a little bit. It says everything we do helps you love and live, love life and live it. Okay, so this box, like I said, came from my business, side business, and what I'm going to do is, the previous live stream just yesterday, I'm going to get up here It was down there in region D1 and region D2. I moved it around, saying there's a book inside as well as a certificate for whatever leadership, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I, didn't know where to put it because it's at the same time paperwork, but it's also packaging that typically I would throw away. It's something that's a very nice souvenir though, where you open it almost like a pop-up book. And so I'm going to turn to the side here because I said I want to keep it, but I didn't know where I put it. I decided that I would move it to region A. So region A is the office area right here. It's a bit of a mess right now, but actually it's pretty clean, relatively speaking. But over there in region A5 or A6 or whatever, I'm just going to put it over there and say that's that for this box. So at least I figured out what I want to do with it, where it goes, and I don't have to pay any attention to that. So that's pretty urgent because otherwise it's blocking out space, and I'm going to pick up the groceries most likely. That's my plan. Don't know if things will go down that way. Another urgent thing, of course, I believe that black box over there is somewhere down here. So that's 265, I believe, right? 265 logistics of the certificate in the box. Finally decided. So 265, good. We can write that off. That's urgent. 266 also, no, wait, no. 266 is not urgent. There's something here got to do with trash and garbage, and I'm looking for it, but I don't see it right now. The point is, I have this trash here and I need to throw it away. But not only that, I mentioned that in my previous live stream. So first of all, I'm going to take this plastic wrap, which is from the black box, just put it inside here as garbage. Now, the most important thing that I have to mention is that, I've been working on this Ahn Rho project recently in terms of live streaming as a system for me to revisit all the things that I have to do and yet to do. And so, of course, one of those things I have included was, I should never speak about making my dinner ever again. Also, until I need to refine it any further. Same thing with the health supplements on the side over there, which the fucking contrast is horrible. Putting inside the bag, as well as the spare bottles of Glucerna up here, which I keep just in case I don't have a meal, and putting all that stuff in there. So another thing I want to get rid of in addition to that, as well as the photography for the breakfast, unless there's any sort of new recipe, is that garbage. Really, it's just such a waste of time going on stream, spending like anywhere between 5 to 10, usually it's about 8 minutes, clearing all the junk and clutter and groceries, trash, recyclables. So I'm just gonna put it in here. Say in terms of not just trash, but also recyclables and logistics. So logistics is kind of like the method. You might put one box inside another box and flatten that box, and then put inside a bigger box and then take it out inside this bag and all that kind of stuff. So all that's just kind of bullshit, trivial stuff that is taking up my time because I'm not spending it wisely, and spending it on that kind of nonsense is just stupid. And so I'm going to say it right here, right now. This should be item, what is it down here? I see it. I see it right there. 263. 263, from now on, I'm just going to, let's say, task 300 tomorrow morning. I'm just going to say revisit 263. 300 says revisit 263, or jump back to 263 and realize, oh, never talk about your garbage ever again. All right, you're so basic, spend your time elsewhere. So that's that. So 263 is important. 265 is also important. And so we knock those two things off. Now I'm still taking a look at the time. I'm very glad to be reminded of the fact that time is urgent and we can focus on the stuff here for today. Now what I'm going to do is put the clamp down. I'm going to try my best to sit in front of the camera. And you're not going to see very much of me, and I'll be honest, just maybe my mouth moving, and that's about it, because I'm not exactly comfortable yet with how I do things in front of the camera. So okay, this is a bit of a revisit going back maybe about 7 months ago. I used to actually sit in front of the camera when I was doing some of these live streams, and the chair's even positioned improperly. So okay, so I'm going to pull up on my laptop, which is, you can't see it right now, but I'm going to run through the tasks. I can say that we finished 263 and a 260. Oh, you can see only my neck. 263 and 265. So where should we start? I guess we'll clear out 264 in the middle right there. It has to do with comedy and news. And there was this news article that was covering, I guess, Wu-Tang Clan and something about Canadian diplomacy going to China, and it was a really poor move, a poor choice to get some sort of I guess merchandise for the staff that went over there on their, I guess, trip diplomatic trip, and they did a Wu-Tang. They basically printed out the logo of Wu-Tang Clan, which is a bat W. And obviously there was a lot of, it was a hilarious thing because, just between China and Canada right now, the relationships could not get any worse. And I'm not going to offer my political opinions on that. But needless to say, it was a hilarious kind of, thing just popped up and I thought it was funny. But that's something between 263, 264, and 265. So I can knock those three out immediately. Let's move to 266. Turns to business. It says team leader webinar. So I forwarded another webinar of another email with the link to a webinar from my team lead over to one of my guardians once again, because she is also hosting for this week, and so I did that. That's something that I need to get done, and I got it done. 267 health and 268 also health. So these two aspects are quite important, and I regret to say that I've actually gotten them kind of wrong. No, they're actually bad. They're not positive aspects. It's really difficult for me to do a live stream like this. I should have done it properly. All right, 267 health and 268 health. So the first one, 267, in terms of sleep, I did polyphasic sleep, so that was really bad. What ended up happening is woke up about 12? Yeah, I woke up at around 10:30 a.m. at night, and I went to sleep at 7:30, and I woke up 3 hours later, so I didn't even get enough for REM sleep, so to speak, and that's, really shitty. And then I woke up, and I couldn't go to sleep for the next hour and a half, thinking that it was, the right time, and then I tried to go back, and what was clouding my mind was all this unforgettable drama that's going down on my cousin's side, and it's horrible, to have this kind of very dysfunctional family dynamic. It's not even a family, it's just strangers living in the same household, and then I could relate. That's basically my situation, and so when my cousin was having some issues with his guardians, definitely that bled into everything, and I wanted to, and me trying to help him out there, and I was trying to work through these challenges, meant that also I had a lot going on my mind, and I couldn't sleep. So that really broke down my sleep. I went back to sleep for another 3 hours. So it was 3 hours, and then I took a 20-minute nap before I started live streaming. So it's really ugly. I noticed that I don't have much time left. I'm gonna pick up the phone. So, I do have about a minute, 2 minutes. Okay, good. This is very new to me. The setup is really nasty, so bear with me. But the point is, the next one, I believe 268 it says. So fitness. So that one did not go down very well either. This morning I kind of just, I am supposed to stretch or do some sort of exercise. I don't know, jumping jacks or something, but I didn't really do anything at all. And that was just me trying to get started, and I didn't get that done either. This is horrible. Okay. It's not working out. We're not going to do this anymore. We're going to turn it the other way around. Obviously, the clamp is all fucked up. You can see it keeps tilting. Which, by the way, this is bottom right-hand side. 267 is the project setup, trying to get close up with the camera. So this fucking thing right here keeps twisting to the side, and, that's the camera situation. Also, I had the setup all wrong. I keep bumping into the heater right here, so it's not really working out. So that's 267 in terms of setup. And then, okay, so there were more important things up here, but I can't get to them because, time is short. 262, 271, 272, 271. So 271 very quickly. Days Flow, Eureka 7, old anime, way back in the 80s, 90s, something like that. But back in like 2000, early 2000s, I used to, Bye Bye Onyx, I would come back home. And it was one of those things I didn't really get at the time, but I definitely like one of the songs called Days by Flow, or Flow by Days, whatever. There's a band, and I want to get the instrumental because I feel very free today. And yeah, that's that. I think everything else I can cover in this live stream. I have only about 30 seconds left, so take home message. What is it? Take care of yourself, your health, your finances. Make sure you become a strong, disciplined, responsible individual. Again, you can only help other people if you can help yourself first. Hope to see a better version of you, as well as myself, in the next live stream tomorrow morning, where we continue all these task lists on the side. Ahn Rho signing out. Thank you for tuning in. Ciao.